Hello, friends. I'm glad you dropped by and I hope you enjoy it. For my fans and subscribers, I really do appreciate the patronage. Today I'm going to be talking about the emergence of Israel, nomads to sedentary people, specifically the theories about why nomads decided to settle down. Let's go! Experts in ancient Near East studies generally agree on several points. People in this area of the world live in delicate symbiotic conditions, partially dictated by nature. Nomads favor their lifestyle and generally resist sedentarization. They most often settle due to force exerted by outside authorities. Barring that, they will settle when they need to market surplus animals or in times of drought or famine. Because of the unique characteristics of this region, the nomad/sedentary cycle remained essentially unchanged for millennia. It has only been in the last 50 years or so that modern states have been able to effect change. As early as the 18th century BCE, Mesopotamian city-states tried to make the Amorites, aka Amaru, stay in one place, and even though they resisted, the Amorites were eventually restricted in their movement. They did not become completely sedentary until centuries later. Even today, Israel and Jordan have not been completely successful in making the Bedouin stay in one place. Why? Quite simply, ideology drives the lifestyle, not just the natural environment. In 1980, Philip Salzman described sedentarization as being driven by both environment and ideology. He outlines three models in which a people move from nomadism to sedentism. It should be noted that these are not permanent. In the first model, which Salzman calls Drought and Decline, nomads are forced by climate and animal loss to settle into agriculture and village life, though this may be temporary. The defeat and degradation model describes pastoralists as being forcibly settled by tribal conflicts or conquest and state control. The third model, termed failure and fall-away, describes the point at which pastoral strategies are inadequate. Herds may become too large, necessitating access to markets, or a shortage of animals may make sedentism a requirement. There are definite discernible cycles of sedentism and nomadism in ancient Mesopotamia. Given the right conditions, sedentary people can become nomadic, nomadic people can settle, and settled nomads can become nomadic once more. Bible scholars have argued extensively amongst themselves which model accounts for the rise of Israel. However, none of these are needed if, as shall be shown, early Israelites were a group of mostly local peoples who were displaced at the end of the late Bronze Age. I know that Christians are not going to want to hear this, but the 12 tribes of Israel is a later construct retrofitted by writers centuries later and has no basis whatsoever in history. Rainey proposes that the ancestors of the early Israelites originated in the Transjordan among the Shasu. Yet he proposes no motivation for these pastoralists to settle. None of the conditions outlined above existed in the late 13th to early 12th centuries in the Middle East. Even if we grant Rainey's proposition that the Shasu were the ancestors of the early Israelites, even if some of the Shasu have settled, they would have been too small to account for the population explosion that was just a generation or two later. In effect, no proponent of the sedentarized Nomads hypothesis for the origins of Israel can offer any evidence. So you may be wondering why I covered this. Well, I believe that it is important to cover not only what was possible, but what was not possible. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, press the subscribe button, and if you want to know when I come out with new content, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. My Twitter, Discord, email, and PayPal links are in the description, along with the source I used for this episode. Also, please leave comments in the comment section, as it helps to trigger the YouTube algorithm. Keep learning and searching for truth. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Until next time, friend, goodbye and stay safe.